Okay, get situated here. And I'm going live. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Let me get me a drink there. Get started. Hey, Joy, how are you? Hey, Jamie. Yeah. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I'm uh, getting ready to. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on a second, guys. Choo! Oh. A little bit of cold, and I had to sneeze. Sorry about that. Live TV. When the sneeze comes on, the sneeze comes on. You can't do anything about it, can you? Say consume height. Can't even say it. Yeah, I'm wearing my Christmas red. I like wearing red around Christmas. Uh, you'll see me wearing red and a lot of things in December. I wear red a lot that month. I guess I'm as big as Santa Claus, so I can wear my red and be proud of it. I'm I like to be festive. My wife and I both. She has a lot of blouses with Christmas themes on it and different things. Real pretty. My wife is real. Has got some real neat stuff. She dresses real pretty. Real neat dresser. Yep. 7 degrees. Whoo. Oh, it's kind of chilly where you're at, then, isn't it, Joy? It's 21 down here. I don't know where Jamie's at. Jamie, are you in the warm territory, or are you back up north and your home base? I mean, a lot of times you're in Florida this time of year. Wow. Yeah, 7 degrees. I don't envy you at 7 degrees. It's cold enough at 21 for me. 21 degrees is colder than I like. Yeah, yep, that's right. The red wave will come right through Washington, D.C. again, won't it? Yep, I hope so. I can't wait to get it started. I hope they can turn some things around. They're already turning heads and shaking up things right now, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing for sure because this country needs shaking up, and we need to be able to get back on the right track and that sort of stuff. So I have no problem with that whatsoever. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Where are you at today, Kevin? I hope you're in a warm place, wherever you're at. Are you still running line haul, or are you doing more local now, Kevin? I know you were doing this, that, and the other for a while. Oh, it's 37 degrees in Pensacola. Okay, so you are in Florida. Yeah, yeah. I figured you might be in Florida. That's a tad bit warmer than Boston right now, since Joey says it's 7 degrees and he's up there in Albany. So yeah, it is what it is. But I definitely I'm right in between Pensacola and Albany. I guess probably not quite halfway. I'm probably closer to Florida than I am. I don't know, about middle ways. Both of them. One of them's Pensacola would be 400 something miles away from me, and Albany would. Yeah, I'm probably about halfway in between. Oh, okay. So you've been working at home then, are you? Great. Yeah, yeah. We hope so. Yeah, unless she is able to rebuild herself, which I doubt she will. I don't think that's true. I don't think Taylor Swift wants to be political on that. I don't know. You never know. And if she does, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Walter, I don't care. Oh, okay. You having to take care of your mother? Well, that happens sometimes. Uh, just you do. We all have to adapt to what we have to adapt to, and take care. Definitely take care of your parents and everything. I wish I had parents around to take care of. I mean, we took care of our mother until she had to go to a rest home about the last year of her life when she got unmanageable for my brother. She was staying with my youngest brother until she got dangerous, and he couldn't leave her. He couldn't leave her at the house by herself because she would turn burners on the stove and leave things. Afraid we were afraid she might burn my brother's house down or do something dangerous to herself and that sort of stuff. And so she got unmanageable as far as one of us trying to keep up with her. So we had to put her in a rest home. Didn't want to, but we kept her away from a rest home till the last year or so of her life. Yeah, you have to pray for your mother there, Kevin, and hope everything works out fine. It happens to everybody. I mean, we're all going to be in the same boat, and I try to. And what's scary is I'm the next generation in my family. I mean, I'm the elder generation. Here I am, 73, and I'm going to be the one that'll have to be looked after before long. I hope not. I hope I'm still up and about and doing well and doing the best I can for the next few years. I don't look forward to getting too old that I can't control my own destiny. I mean, I don't think anybody looks forward to that. And I tried to stay active, and that's why I tried to keep things going with myself, with what I'm doing and everything else. Now I know I can't do everything that I used to do, but I still like to be present and able to do a lot of things. My wife and I still get around pretty good. I mean, I'm 73, she's 72, and we both are fairly healthy. We're we do everything we want to do. I mean, I'm not running a marathon or anything, but we try to stay healthy, and I think that's important. She turned 86 in October. Well, that's good, Kevin. I mean, and that has to, like I said, that happens with everybody, and it's good that you can. I hope you have a good relationship with your mother. I mean that's the name of the game, is to keep good relationships with your elders, with your parents, or caregivers, or all kinds of different situations there. But uh, you want to keep them around as long as you can, because once they're gone, uh, it, it's tough. I mean, I think of my dad. I was thinking about my dad just the other day. I mean, he's been gone 35 years, and it doesn't seem like 35 years. And I think about, and we were talking about Taylor Swift just a second ago. My dad passed away about 3 days before Taylor Swift was born. That's kind of how you put it in perspective. My dad died on December 10th, 1989. I think Taylor Swift was born the 13th of December, 1989. So uh, we were burying my father about the time she was born. So that's how relatable that is in my time schedule, I guess you might say, in my time frame. And it kind of makes you think. 95 in good health. That's fantastic, Walter. I mean, there's a lot of people, elderly people that uh, get around real good. My mother-in-law, she did fairly good until she had a stroke that uh, took her out of here, basically. But she did fine up till she was 92, and so that's. I mean, if I could live like she did, although she broke her hips and knees and stuff like that, and I don't like that part of it, but she actually mentally her faculties were there to her last days, and as long as you've got your mental faculties, I think that's a real good thing. Now, when you've lost that and you can't remember things, or you get things confused and mixed up and all kind of stuff like that, I think it changes things dramatically. Yeah, you done run. Yeah. Well, I know the fact about running around in a truck. I don't even like getting in a truck much anymore. I drove my uh, Freightliner. I got a single axle sleeper Freightliner that we use on the farm, and I got it tagged with a farm tag so I can legally drive it and everything else and pick up a few things for myself. I actually picked up a trailer for a friend of mine and my neighbor up here, and we moved it around. And I didn't like. I don't even like getting in a truck anymore. I used to be when I was young. I could not wait to get in a truck. I remember just being thrilled to death when I first started as a truck driver and a yard switcher and things like that. Just couldn't wait. I thought that was the greatest thing to be able to get out there and maneuver that equipment and do the different things. But you do it for 50 years, then you go, man, this is no fun anymore. It's more of a drudgery. I mean, I was thinking the other day when things had gotten real, it was cold and rainy, and I was thinking, man, I am so glad that I'm not messing with a truck with the rain going down the back of my neck and being icy cold and my fingers and my toes and everything so cold you can't stand it. That's the part that I did not miss, still don't miss, and so it you come to the realization that what you thought was fun or was fun when you were young, uh, when you get a little age on you, it's more of a drudgery than it is fun. And I I just I still like my equipment, being able to get in my big equipment and do things with it that I want to do. But I guess the drudgery of driving a truck comes about because it got to be such a task to run these 500-mile trips and that sort of stuff. So you you think, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to get in there and sit behind a steering wheel for 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours a day. I mean, I want to be doing more things or different things in my life. So that's the way it is. Well, it does, Kevin. Yeah, I agree. It's good that you can financially do that, and we all need to prepare ourselves to be able to do that for a hardship, or to take off for leisure, or to take off for anything like that. I mean, I'm glad you were prepared, and you've sounded like you've always had your head on your shoulders pretty good, and I'm proud of you for that. Always glad to see people better themselves. Yeah, I know that. You see that you see a lot of that, and this is another reason we needed all this immigration to get in order because we've got all kinds of immigrants coming in that are not legal, and then they're wanting legal status. You don't know where they came from. You don't know how what their background is. Just too many unanswered questions. And I think if we can get stability within our immigrant population, then I don't have any problem with it. I don't have problem with a immigrant people coming in. I have problem with illegal immigrants coming in. I don't think that we ought to have an open border situation. I don't think anybody does. I think we got to control your population. You got to know who's coming in. I mean, look at that situation out in Aurora, Colorado. I mean, that is ridiculous out there. And some of these ultra liberals have talked about, oh well, it's just a few uh, places. Well, if it's one, it's too many. If it's one, if you've got gangs of people, foreign illegals, and and foreign criminals coming in to our country, you're creating a rot that you may not get fixed. That's what I'm saying, Walter. Yeah, and they did not vet these people coming across. That's the biggest problem that I think most people have got with immigration. I mean, like I said, I have plenty of immigrant friends, and I've had people to work for me that were immigrants, but they were legal and they knew what you could trust them. Oh, I know that was horrible, wasn't it, Kevin? I mean, to pull somebody's fingernails off. I mean, uh, and that's not that's going to be the norm if we don't get that under control. And we got the border czar now that is a border czar. We got the badass Tom. He's he's coming on and he's going to do some justice there. I mean, that's the way it is. Yeah, I saw where FedEx Freight's going to be divested. They're going to spin it off, and it should be. FedEx Freight uh, had little or none of the kind of work that FedEx Ground and FedEx Express were doing, and they should do that. And it's the largest LTL carrier out there right now. So I think some private equity would probably buy that up and try to run it. One of these days, I would think. I don't know. I know that's probably a smart move to do that. Yeah, Holman ain't playing with nobody. Yeah, yeah. Border Tom there, he's gonna take names and he's gonna kick ass and take names. Uh, I mean, he's the guy we need. He's the guy we need, and I'm going to see results. Hey, Roadrunner, how are you? Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see I think a major change come January 20th. Now, it's not going to be as subtle as I think we would like for it to be. I mean, you're going to have some resistance from the Democrats. I mean, that's their nature. I mean, they're going to do what they can do to slow down the process of getting things under control. Thank goodness we got control of the House and the Senate. And if the Republicans don't implode themselves with trying to change out the Speaker of the House and things like that, I think we'll be okay. I mean, we got a lot of crazy people out there that want to mess up stuff. Well, I hope you can too, Info Warrior. I mean, housing, a lot of that has to do with companies like BlackRock and some of these big investors like that are manipulating the housing market right now. I mean, they've shown where they're going after the medium range house. They're not going after the expensive homes or anything. They're going after the, what we call the average house. And that's what they're trying to buy up. And then by owning all these houses, they manipulate the market, and they're doing it. They're doing it. They're driving up the rent prices, and they're running up the prices of the average home. I mean, it's fine if you're selling, but once you sell, you've got to have something else in place. Either you better have owned two homes, one you can sell and one you can keep. That's about the only way you're going to come out, because if you're selling a home and you got way more than you used to would have gotten a few years ago for that home, that's fine. But if you go to buy one or build one right now, it's going to cost you even more to get one built. Building a house today is astronomical. So I don't know. I don't know what that's going to do to the housing market. I know they're putting up more of these tract houses and single family homes and houses that, I mean, the person that in years past wanted to have an acre or a half acre lot and a home and a little bit of grass to mow, a little something to keep up. Well, those kind of houses aren't being built anymore. They're getting all these tract houses now where your neighbor is 10 feet from you. You won't have but a little bit of grass, and your grass you probably won't need a mower, because you'll have an HOA, and the HOA will have somebody to mow the grass and charge you a fee for mowing what little bit of grass you have and that sort of stuff. Hey, Chris, how are you doing out there in Kansas? Yeah, I'm glad to see you jump in here this morning. I hope the little girl's going to get a big Christmas. Have you got a lot of things? I bet you do. I bet she's what now, 4 years old? I can't remember. I know she's getting big quick, isn't she? She's growing up faster than you can believe. 3. Okay. Oh yeah, 3-year old. Yeah, Santa Claus is alive and well and going to be big time in your house, isn't it? Oh yeah, you can blink your eye and she'll be 15 or 16 or 22 before you know it. Yeah, before you know it, she'll be up and gone. I mean, it's amazing. I look at pictures and little movies we had of my grandson, and to see how fast he's a sophomore in college now, and it seems like yesterday that we were picking him up from kindergarten. So I mean, it is crazy. Hey, Renegade, how are you? Yeah, I'm enjoying Christmas here this week, and we're sort of kicked back and laid back. I don't have to travel uh, because of the way things are nowadays. My wife and we don't travel as much to relatives. Everybody kind of comes to our house. Our house has been the meeting place for her brothers and sisters, uh, and then my family. Unfortunately, we don't. My side of the family, we don't get together as much. My two brothers' health is just not there, and I called my oldest brother yesterday to see how he was. He's suffering from Parkinson's and has a tough time. And he can't get out much, but he's still at home, and that sort of stuff. And then my other brother, that's just 2 years older than me, he and I, we get around fairly good, and uh, he and I try to communicate as much as we can, but it's different. Uh, Barbara's sisters and her brother, they still like to come up and get together. I mean, we had a close unit with her mom and everything uh, until she passed, and we've carried it on. And you don't know, as you get older and your families get more diverse, well, not diverse, but they get larger and they get spread out. It it changes the dynamics of Christmas every year, basically. But it's as it stands right now, it's at our house, and so Barbara and I don't have to travel very far, which is good for me. I don't want to go traveling. I've got a lot of cousins and everything. We used to get together a lot, but that's changed too. We get together still, but not as much at Christmas time. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Renegade. I see your channel's really growing pretty good lately. Uh, People hadn't seen it, but Renegade does a lot of tools and different things. I need to get out and do some of what you're doing myself. I've just Jim and I just stay busy, and we don't. I don't film as much as I used to. I guess because it actually is a job to do that. So Jim and I, we just do things. I do what we want to do, and I don't film as much. Yeah, I know it, and that's what you get into. But the more funerals you have, the less people you have to go see. And unfortunately, we've had a few of those. We've had a couple of funerals in the family in the past couple of months. That some of Barbara's cousins, we've lost them. Yeah, I know it is. At doing all the videos and everything, it gets to be hard work on that. This is the most relaxed I've got as a video, and it's the reason I do this. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, this is the most relaxed that I can do, and easiest I can do. And I guess at my age, this is what I prefer really because there's no editing. I mean, this is live, no edit. What you see is what you get. Whatever I'm thinking about or whatever y'all were discussing, that's what we get at the time, and I enjoy that. I mean, I'm sitting down. I'm like I'm going to an old. I feel like I'm coming up here and going to an old country store that my dad used to hang out at. We're sitting down with a bunch of buddies, a bunch of friends, and we're discussing things and talking about today's politics, today's whatever's on our mind, what what the weather is, who you've been seeing, how's the family, that sort of stuff. That's what we're doing right here, and I enjoy that. I hope y'all guys do. I like I said, it's a hangout, and that's about what it is right here for me. This is Mike's hangout, and I enjoy discussing a variety of things. I try my best. Yeah, chewing the cud. That's what I'm doing, Jamie. And I used to enjoy that. My dad, there used to be a store called John Hallman's Grocery Store, and they had a potbelly a wood stove in the back, and we'd go. My dad would go back there, and they'd have some rocking chairs and some other things, and we'd go back there, and Dad would sit back there for hours, and that was his thing. He'd sit back there and talk and have a good time, and uh, I used to go up there a couple times with him, but as a kid, I didn't like that, so I didn't do it much. But then I saw the enjoyment Dad had out of it, so uh, I got into it later. Yeah, well, that happened, and what's the old saying? Yogi Berra used to say, he said, "I try to go to all my friends' funerals because if you don't, they won't come to yours. So that was Yogiism, I guess you might. Yogi Berra had some great slogans and everything else. Uh, he I always like reading all his quotes. He was funny. Yeah, yeah. It's it's good to be able to, like I said, I think all of us that come in here on this chat and everything, and the ones that do it live or ones that check in later or whatever, I hope you feel like you're comfortable and you're uh, you're seeing what you see. I mean, I'm no different right now than if you were to come see me in person. Which I had one of the gosh, and I can't remember the boy's name. Well, guy, he came up to see me this week. You know, I had to. Uh, he's from India, and he wanted to come see me. He didn't live very far away. He lived down in Fort Mill. I told him, "Yeah, come on up and see me." And he came Monday to see me, and was real nice. And I think he enjoyed coming up to see me. And it is what it is. I mean, we sat around and chatted a little bit, and he said he'd come up and see me again. And I hope I'd get to see him. He was nice man. Well, that's great, Info Warrior. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, and see what my wife and I do. We actually watch church online. Uh, we actually contribute, and I we're still good donors at the church. We don't just watch it. We donate to our church and everything, and uh, try to help support different things. But I just don't like getting out and going to a physical church as much as I used to. And we watch it online. And my wife even suggested to the preacher if he would announce the songs ahead of time and tell the page number because they were in the church bulletin, and she couldn't ever find the song in time. So the preacher took that uh, suggestion from my wife, and he announces the song titles and everything, and so she can be turned into the page. She has her hymnal with her, so she can sing along with the hymns while we're watching it live on TV, and which works out good. Do I know the guy in Cherville with the junkyard videos? Uh, no, what's his name? We don't have a junkyard in Cherville. I mean, I know they got one near Cherville. They got a couple near Cherville. What what's the name of his site, Kevin? I mean, I probably know him if he's got a junkyard. I go to plenty of junkyards. Or is it a junkyard or a salvage yard or scrap metal? I think somebody told me about a scrap metal place that's got a site online. I think that's down at Web Metals or one of them. I can't remember. Scrap metal. Yeah. Which scrap metal. Okay. No, I haven't even seen it myself, and I need to I need to check it out because I've had a couple people. It's sort of strange because I think it may be Web Metals down in Dallas, which is not too far from Cherville, or he's in between, sort of in between Cherville and Dallas. But we don't have a scrap metal place right here in Cherryville. Yeah. Yeah. If you think of the name, type it in, Chris, because I'd like to check it out myself. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now, what church do you go to, Info Warrior? And if your wife's, if your father-in-law is a pastor, you definitely have to show up, don't you? Yeah, I guarantee it. Yep. Especially uh, and what Michael Scrap Life. That's the guy's name, Michael. Hmm. Or I'll have to check it out. Michael Scrap Life. Okay, I'll check it out. My wife might think it's me. My collars. I tell you what's strange when I was looking at my collar, looked kind of funky looking. I was going to fix it, but you have to think backwards. It's not like a mirror that you're looking into. You got decent content. Okay, well that's cool. I like uh, different places. We've got one lady that's not too far from us that's got a real good site. Now she's got a nursery, and I've been down to visit them a couple times. My wife likes buying plants from them. Lots of short form videos. Yeah. I noticed my little nephew. Well, actually, he's a great nephew. Is my nephew's son. He's into dirt track racing and everything, and he's getting into these short term videos. A lot of them are doing I guess, for TikTok and that sort of stuff. And he has gotten into a couple. He was at the big trade show the other day, and he was uh, he was kind of talking about something, and I looked. I said, "Good gracious!" I said, "There's Brandon." So if you see Brandon Jones out there, he's getting in. His dad has got him big into racing. He does he's doing dirt track, and he'll probably move up in the world of racing because he is being homeschooled. Now this is how crazy this is, but he's been homeschooled, so his mom and dad can take him from track to track all over the United States, and he's getting to be competitive, and he's getting to be a good wheelman. So he Braden Braden Jones is his name. So you may see him on the some of the tracks one of these days. Okay, Walter knows one. He's got about 300 cars now. Okay, well there's as far as scrap metal. I mean, we've got lots of, and I actually used a couple scrap metal places um, when I was cleaning up our building up here because we had a lot of scrap metal to clean up. And I went to two different scrap metal places that are right outside. Well, they're between over near Grover and Kings Mountain, Shelby area. We got some big scrap metal places, and then Web Metals is down in Dallas. And but as far as car scrap, now gosh, we've got tons of those around here, and I would say, well, especially over there at Shelby, between Shelby and Kings Mountain, there's probably I want to say five or six huge scrap metal, some pulling part type places, and some that just do it online and sell all over the United States and that sort of stuff. So it's pretty prevalent around here. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I don't know. I might recognize them. Uh, I know the Allens were big in it. I know Ken Allen and his younger brother were big into that. I don't know which one this is. I'll have to check it out because I may know the people. Yeah. Yeah, my great nephew, he made he may make it big one day. I don't know. His mom and dad are putting their efforts into it. His dad owns a truck repair shop. I mean, service and everything, and they got a shop too. But they've got like 5 locations, and they do a lot of truck repairs for for FleetNet and just a bunch of things like that. So he's got a good business, and he's able to do a lot of it remotely, and that's one reason he's doing this for his son. I mean, he's taking him all over. So he's around your age, Chris. So he's in his 30s, I would say. Yeah, I'd have to. I need to check it out. I'm always interested in stuff like that. I run a dirt track in Hickory. Yeah. Now, Info Warrior, where are you? Where do you live at? You live here in North Carolina too, don't you? Could be, Chris. Oh, you're near Canton. Oh, okay. So you're up there. You're up there in the mountains. You're up there near Clyde, aren't you? I bet you didn't know I knew Clyde. Clyde is a location I used to have to switch out trucks with over the truck stop at Clyde. Uh, Over at Clyde and Leicester, like I think they call it Leicester. Uh, people, yeah, it looks like Leicester or Lee Kester or something, but everybody up there, from what I've been told, they call it Leicester. I think I'm pronouncing that right. You tell me now. You live in that area. Is that isn't that the name of the town? I have to keep my pipes lubricated here. Yep. Yeah, Clyde is off of what is it? Exit 24, I believe. Exit 24 on I-40. I used to. Oh, I've run a many a mile. I mean, thousands of miles going up and back and forth from Greensboro to Clyde, and then down to Charlotte and all around. So yeah, I know that I-40 corridor there very well. I put more miles on it than I want to think about. You know when you know what if you know what every exit number is, or what's at every mile marker between so and so. I mean, I was telling my grandson that the other day. I I was talking with him on the phone as he was coming home from NC State, and I said, "Where are you at?" And he said, "Oh, I'm almost at Concord." And I said, "Really?" I said, "What exit are you at?" And he told me the exit. I said, "You're not near Concord." I said, "You're 25 miles away from Concord." I said, "You're more over there near Lexington." He said, "Well, how do you know that?" I said, "Well, you told me the exit number." I said, "I know what's in every exit number almost." I said, "I can tell you what each town where they're at on the exit numbers because I mean, when you run that many miles for all those years, you'll learn them real quick." And so my grandson thought he could fool me. And I said, "No, I know where you. If you're giving me the right exit number, I'll tell you what's there." Also, you're over near. Okay, so you're over there more toward Least. Isn't it Leicester? Leister or Leicester? It's Leicester or Leicester. Which way they say it? Is it like Leicester? It doesn't. It's not pronounced the way it looks on the board. Yeah, if you're over at exit 37, then you're over there near what's the guy that has the big Ford dealership over there at exit 37? Lee Lee Leicester or Lester. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that's the way it was. A lot of people call it Lester. Yeah. but it's spelled Leis. What Leister, something like it. It's spelled funny. But yeah, if you're at exit 37, what's the guy that had the big Ford dealership over there? I don't know if it's changed hands. He was big back years ago. Yeah, okay, that's the way it's spelled. Yeah, but it and how do you get Lester out of that? Oh, I'm not planning on anytime soon. I haven't. Like I said, I'm the sub on that, and I just wait till somebody wants a day off. Ken Wilson, there you go, Ken Wilson Ford. Yeah, is he still in business? Is it still owned by Ken Wilson or Ken Wilson's family? I know Ken Wilson got to be getting some age on him because he was. Oh, when I was in the car business years ago, he was about 10 or 15 years older than me. Hey, Jerome, Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah. Yeah. Ken Wilson Ford, gosh, they used to sell the crap out of trucks. I mean, I know when I went to the Ford meetings and everything, they were about one of the number one truck sellers in the Southeast. Yeah. Uh, oh, he passed away earlier this year. Yeah. Still owned by his family. Okay. Yeah, he was a big time. He'd wear a cowboy hat. I remember that. I saw him at some big time meetings, and he was wearing a cowboy hat. So I mean, you knew he was a hot dude there. Yeah, but that was a huge car dealership at one time. Like I said, mainly trucks. I mean, because I remember the details that they used to talk about, and he was one of the largest truck uh, dealers in the southeast, not just in the state of North Carolina. I mean, it was like the southeast. I mean, he sold more Ford trucks. I mean, people were coming from all over to buy Ford trucks from him. I mean, and if you ever wanted to do a dealer transfer, because we were fairly close at the dealers I'd worked at in the years past, we would try to get one, but you had to kind of get up early because they didn't want to just give you any old thing. They wanted usually you to give them another truck or something that they were hurting for, and they would do a dealer transfer. But that's the way it usually was back then. Yeah. Well, I hope everybody is enjoying the outcome of the elections. I hope everybody's going to be enjoying this next year if we get things straightened out. I know I am, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna set up in my chair here a little bit. I'm sliding down, uh, but I'm very, I'm really looking forward to things being corrected, and more so for my children and my grandchildren. I want this world to not be so woke, and I want this world to get back on the way we were at least 10 or 15 years ago or 20 years ago. I mean, we fell off a cliff with this last administration with all this wokeness and junk. And I think we're going to have to correct ourselves. I mean, I want equality with everything, but this wokeness, it just went off the deep end. Yeah, if things stay corrected for a couple of years, and hopefully with the Congress being the way it is, uh, with the House of Representatives being the majority and Senate now will be a majority. I mean, we've got a lot more favorable situation to get these things corrected, and if we can stay the course and keep it that way, I think the world will be a lot better off. Hey, Patrick, how are you? Yep, we got to pray for our country. We we all got to work together. We all have to, you know, get get us back some unity and quit getting in this bickering bunch that we have on the left. I mean, the people that want to call racism and Nazis and all kind of crazy stuff. Uh, you know, it's we have got to straighten out we've got to straighten out this world, and we can chip away at it a little at a time. And I hope we get some big swings from Trump. I hope we can get in there and they can deregulate. I mean, to me, what is sounds better than to deregulate? I mean, we have had too many regulations. I mean, we've had them to like timber. They need to deregulate that again so they can get in there and do forest management on some of these lands that are owned by the government, because the federal lands. That's what I was trying to think of. I mean, we've got these same places that, because they're not managed right, because they won't let them, the ultra liberal get in there and say, "Oh, we can't be cutting down these forests." You've got to manage your forest. I mean, right here in my own land, we forested about 20 acres because it needed to be, because the timber had gotten too tall and it was breaking down and rotting and different things like that. You got to be able to clean it up and then replenish it, and you'd be surprised how quick that some of this timber can grow back. And you've got to be able to do that and do it in a controversy, a conservative. I'm not no like a conservatory. Let me say, you got to be able to do forest management in a way that you can clean up the forest and not have it so you'll have so many of these wildfires. I mean, right now, California, because of all their strict regulations on forestry out there, they have ruined their forestry industry. And now all these forests are unmanaged and they get forest fires. So then that's how stupid they are out there. They won't let them manage it the right way. And because they're not managing that, and they're not going there and cleaning up in the forest area, it goes in there, and Mother Nature's going to clean it up. And how does Mother Nature clean it up? They have forest fires. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. I can always use it, and that sort of stuff. Well, I hope everybody's is going to have a. Let me get back on a lighter note here. I hope everybody's going to have a great Christmas coming up, and just what's the day? 20 days. What, 22nd? So in 3 days. Of course, some people start celebrating on Christmas Eve. We do. We celebrate on Christmas Eve, and we enjoy that, and so we're hoping to have a great Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and everything else, and that sort of stuff. So I'm going to sign off. Like I said, I'm in my Santa Claus outfit here, my red shirt, and I'm going to say ho, ho, ho to everybody and bye, 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 because I'm going to sign off, go down, and I'm going to watch church here in just a little bit and everything. And y'all have a great Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and I'll see you around the corner at almost the next year, but not quite. So I'll see you next Sunday. Y'all take care.